is going on, folks? What is up? How is everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. I am having a fantastic day. And by fantastic day, I mean that I had to put up a new mailbox in the pouring rain because I waited till the last absolute minute to do so. No big deal, though. No big deal. I got a lot going on. Let's do this. Let's close this out. I am streaming on YouTube for the first time since who rides bikes in the house? No one. Who do you see riding a bike inside of a house right now? Oh, that's right. No one. You don't see anyone. Nice try. Sorry about your luck. So I did stand up the mailbox. I got it squared away, but I am streaming for the first time on YouTube. As you see, I had to move the guns because I want to mind the YouTube rules. Still don't know if I like this setup a whole lot, but you guys know we're going to do a ton of stream discussion because that is what Sundays are for. Sundays are for stream discussion. I don't make the rules. I guess I kind of do make the rules. But before we get into stream discussion, I need to pick a flavor of Echelon. Grape, sour apple, orange cream, or raspberry. Choose. Choose. Grape, sour apple, orange cream, or raspberry. Choose right now. First one that pops up. First one that pops up. No love. All right, we'll go with grape because racism. Nope, you're too late. I am not going with grape. I'm gonna go with orange cream. Let me go grab my Echelon. Give me 1 second. Orange cream Echelon for the win. Let's see. Decaf, it's a school night. Just remember, if you get nuked on the live stream, they nuke your whole channel. Yes, I do know that, which is why I'm on the King Picks Media TV channel. King Picks Media TV channel, and not the King Picks Media channel. So with that being said, we're gonna go directly into the discussion. I did go through the folder. I had to preview the folder because, as you know, I normally don't preview the stream discussion folder. However, being that we're on YouTube, I had to preview the stream discussion folder because if I didn't, well, channel would probably get nuked. Let's get up. This is my first time tasting the orange cream zero sugar. Oh man, that's good. I like that. All right, give me a second. Let me set up the green screen, and then we'll get right to it. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. Trust me. Trust me. All right, let's dive right into, let's see here. Gosh, you know, I probably shouldn't start with the bookmarks, but whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to start with the bookmarks. You know that they're redistricting Virginia. Did I ever watch those songs? I don't think I did. Snox was supposed to remind me, but he didn't. Just kidding. I didn't remember, so my bad. I didn't watch those. Let's see what's going on here.
As one of the most fair maps in the entire country, turning to quote-unquote...
All right, so I want you to look at this map for a second.
Restore fairness to Virginia's maps. That is about as well.
All right, so I'm going to show you this. You guys know I currently live in Virginia. This is how our map looks, right? Obviously, up near D.C., it's going to be super blue. Richmond, super blue. The beach, super blue. I'm going to show you on this map where crime is the highest. Right here, and right here. Okay, a lot of these other places are moderate, whatever. They're taking this. I want you to look at what they're doing. This whole section, that's one zone. They're making it 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all connected to the blue zones. The reason they're doing this is because these blue zones right here have a dense population. This zone does not. So now, rather than having, what is this, 11 zones? Now it's literally like you just completely wipe off all of the other, the red areas, because all of these areas are connected to deeply blue areas. This is crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's what they call gerrymandering. I'm not going to tell you what I call it, but Hopefully my YouTube channel doesn't get nuked for me showing you this.
Alien as it could get. Look, Virginia's current congressional map has been bipartisanly rated as one of the most fair maps in the entire country. Turning this into a 10-1 for Democrats' congressional map is the very definition of unfairness. You're essentially disenfranchising half of the state that consistently votes for Republicans in order to.
So if it's been rated to be bipartisan, a bipartisan fair representation of the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the fact that they're doing this, come on, why take it from something like this where you have local regions who are combined all in one area to now, I mean, this looks crazy. Look at these regions. You've got zone 6 stretching all the way out here. Like, Virginia's cooked. It's time to leave. All right, let's see. Don Lemon says something is broken with white men because they always choose violence. I don't know, folks, but he married him. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll watch it. Just because it's in here, we'll watch it.
Men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men, something is broken. Something is cracked.
All right, we're not watching that. We're not watching the rest of that. Let's see. Thoughts? Is Japan Islamophobic? Japan makes Muslim immigration extremely tough. No special halal privileges. They cook their own food. Building mosques is nearly impossible. I will say this about Japan. Japan has a deep-rooted culture. They have a deep-rooted culture. They've been around for a long time. You know, a big part of migration, or a big part of the way that a lot of countries view migration, is that the people who migrate should assimilate. You guys know I did read it in the Bible where it was talking about, you know, under common practices and common beliefs and common laws and everything else. I don't know. I mean, maybe they've seen some of the stuff that's taken place elsewhere. I'm not going to say where. Maybe they've seen some of the stuff that's taken place elsewhere and they don't want that to come to their nation. It's possible. I'm not going to make an assessment because I am not Japanese and I am not part of the Japanese government, but I will spectate from a distance and, excuse me, we'll see how that plays out. Oh, this is a good one. Snow, I know you put this in stream discussion, but we're just going to watch it. I'm not even going to read it. So,
what is the best country in the world?
What is the what?
What is the best country in the world?
Mexico, definitely for sure Mexico.
Mexico?
Mexico.
So why do you think these people don't want to go back?
I think it's because we sacrifice a lot to be here, and you know, we all want people to come in the right way as well, but you know, things are better over here in America, and they're gonna try their best to be here.
Well, you just said Mexico is the best country in the world.
It is, but I think that I'm sorry.
What is the best country in the world?
what is the best country in the world? Here's a question. Let's see. Can you ask Snow and Bree about the Japanese thoughts? Can we say rationalization? Listen, I don't know if I talked about this. I probably didn't. I don't think we've done any stream discussion lately. But they often talk about, you know, the Super Bowl, and obviously that's been a topic of discussion, and it's always come up in like Spanish culture and speaking Spanish and this and that. And, you know, they talk about the Europeans, or excuse me, they talk about Americans colonizing Puerto Rico, which personally I don't think that's necessarily a thing. But then I thought about it. You want to know who did colonize essentially all of South America? And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they speak Spanish, so Spain. They speak Portuguese in Brazil, so Portugal. Why is America, how is America the bad guy here? You know what I mean? Germans, oh, there's also German towns, German villages in South America, and it just, I don't know. Either way, she thinks Mexico is the best country, but she dare not live there. She dare not go back because America is the best country. But she can't say that first. She has to say Mexico is the best country, which I don't know. Maybe they can be tied for first in your mind. That's probably how she's rationalizing this. They're tied for first in her mind. I get it. I get it. All right, let's see. What is this? Oh, yesterday I went to DC. Yesterday I went into the city. I went into DC. I took my daughter to an event for Valentine's Day. and we drove across the bridge, or one of the bridges. I think we were near the Key Bridge. I don't know if it was American Legion. I don't remember which bridge it was. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but millions of gallons of sewage have been leaking into the Potomac River for almost the last 30 days. Maybe more, maybe less, but about 30 days. Millions of gallons of sewage are leaking into the Potomac River. Let's see. What does it say? Democrats of Maryland, D.C., and Virginia are pretending this environmental disaster just isn't a big deal in our nation's capital. This is a national emergency. The Potomac River and Chesapeake Bay will likely have safety and health setbacks for years. Import the third world, governed by the third world. Let's see. I thought you were going to say 30 years. Yeah, early 20s. It's so crazy to me that there's no workaround. There's no way to fix this. There's no way to fix this. Also, I mean, I currently don't live far from the Potomac River. You guys know, my mom lives in Maryland. I cross the river all the time. That river, jeez, but human poo is natural. Here we go. Hakeem. You guys know I love a good Hakeem Jeffries video. We haven't seen Hakeem in a little while. Let's read this. In support of Virginia forming a 10 Democrat one. Of course, because he's on the team that benefits from that. Why would he be against that? Why would you be against the thing that benefits your team? That wouldn't be smart. Then again, it's Hakeem.
So there was a big ruling in Virginia that just came down the pike here. Potentially, this will go as a ballot referendum in April to voters in Virginia to decide whether or not to give you guys up to 4 more seats. This would be a 10-1 difference between Democrats and Republicans in a pretty purple state. Is this overreaching on the Democrats' part?
Yes.
Republicans started this redistricting war, and Democrats have made clear we're going to finish it. We're going to.
What was redistricted? Is this something is it a different state? So you're going state for state, going back and forth? Because I don't think anything's been redistricted in Virginia. Actually, matter of fact, I know for a fact nothing has been redistricted in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Make sure that there is a fair national map. So at the end of the day, it's the voters who get to decide who's in the majority after the November midterm elections, and not Donald Trump. When they go,
I tell you, Trump has really sent a lot of people into a tailspin. I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but gosh, the people who don't like him, they're willing to sacrifice every bit of sense that they have just to go against him. Guys, he's only got another few years. Ride it out. Because if you show your cards now and you look like a lunatic now, stop painting the other guy bad and paint yourself good. Everyone's pointing a finger and saying, he's so bad, he's so bad. Well, how are you any different? How are you any different? What are you going to change? And honestly, changing the state, the fact that it's trickled down, changing the state to go against him, I understand it, but it doesn't make sense. Now, that might not make sense. I don't think that makes sense. Whatever. It's a gang war. Yeah, it's back and forth.
go low, we strike back. That's the Democratic approach, and the Republicans are feeling it right now.
I mean, when they go low, you're going lower, it seems like.
We're not going lower. We're striking back. We're going to make sure that there's a fair national.
But here's the thing. You want to do this on the national level, but who's disenfranchised in the states? In the individual states, who's disenfranchised? And also, what do you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen when we've seen things like California, billions of dollars in waste? They've had the high-speed rail, billions, was something like $20 billion. Gone. And then how do they explain that away? They're offering a different solution because they hate the current thing, but they're not offering a better solution. You got to offer a better solution, not just, Trump. First of all, personally, I don't think Trump's name should be mentioned in a conversation about gerrymandering the state. I think that you should look at the state and look at how are the counties voting, how are the cities, how are the towns voting. If Virginia has been clearly a bipartisan, equally divided map for the last however many years, I guess since the days of Mark Warner or Ralph Northam or whoever, why change it? How does it benefit how does it make it more fair to change it? To connect all of the red counties, the red districts, to high population blue districts? Like, oh my gosh. Okay. All right, Hakeem.
Map.
All right, Hakeem.
Donald Trump is the one who instructed 5 different Republican states to gerrymander the national congressional map. And the reason why he did that is because he wanted to rig the midterm elections, and for whatever the reason, didn't think that Democrats were going to forcefully respond. He got that wrong. They thought we wouldn't respond, and
they're so focused on them. They're so focused on them. Glaciers shrinking, bad. Glaciers growing, also bad. Demand static glaciers now. Scientists are baffled to discover 3,100 glaciers surging as they warn it could be even more troublesome than a glacial retreat. You can't win with climate change, folks. You cannot win against climate change, folks. I remember in the 80s when we had 12 more years. I remember in the 90s when we had 12 more years. I remember in the early 2000s when we had 12 more years. And now, who knows? Who knows? Just insane. Now, okay, so important to note, I saw this pop up and I saw 2 words in here, capitalism and communism. I did not click on this video. I did not watch this. I'm hoping that there's no profanity in it. I don't see a septum piercing, so that's a good sign, but we're going to watch it together.
I was just talking to a friend about this, but finding...
All right, I don't think I'm going to make it through this video. The way... I don't think I'm going to be able to make it through this. Speaking on the late 1900s. Hush, Max.
Communism truly has given me such a sense of hope and curbed that bleak hopelessness about the future for me, because it became abundantly clear that the problem is capitalism and the antidote to capitalism is communism.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. I could hit you over the head talking about communism versus capitalism. Oh no. Oh, she does need to read a book.
More people were deported under my husband and Barack Obama without killing American citizens and without putting children into detention camps than were in the first Trump term or this first year of Trump's second term. So I think it's important.
Yeah, but I think they also didn't have as much opposition. Also, I hate to say it, but Obama had a citizen that was detained by ICE for 3 years. Over 1,000 days, he was detained by ICE. So I don't know if that's a flex. I personally, I don't think that's a flex. And good for her husband for deporting people. Good for Obama for deporting people. But ultimately, we're a nation of laws. They said it all throughout the last 2 elections. But yeah, good for her for acknowledging that. Let's see. Cardi B jokingly threatens to jump ICE at her concert. And Homeland Security, look what Homeland Security says. As long as she doesn't drug and rob our agents, we'll consider that an improvement over her past behavior. Ah! Oh my God. Wow. Department of Homeland Security. Double salute for you. Double salute for the Department of Homeland Security. Boom, roasted. Imagine getting roasted by Department of Homeland Security. I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. AOC just self-destructed. Let's watch it.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
You know, I think that this is such a, you know, I think that this is a, this is, of course, a...
So right about there is where I would stop and say, you know what? I haven't given that much thought. But now that you mention it, I think I'll look into it quite a bit before I give you my definitive answer. Thank you. Boom. Done. Done. Don't bite the CCP hand that feeds now.
A very long-standing policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
What are you
Would
talking
and
about?
should
What are you talking about at that point? His husband was deporting people straight to an island. Ooh. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to read this. I don't know if I can watch it. I don't know if I want to watch it. Let's see. This man, Alice Atwood, not going to say that word, but blanked his 7-year-old son and 8-year-old daughter and is out on bail. Why? His daughter needed emergency surgery to repair her severed. Oh gosh. He was let out on bail. He is currently living in a minivan, recently seen in Calgary. Oh, this is Canada. The outside of the van is hand-painted, says every child matters. In another video he opened states he is extremely unstable and is dangerous to society. Wow. Yeah, I'm not watching that. Oops. Oh, I got out of my bookmarks. Look at that. Rookie mistake. All right, let's go back to where we were. That's crazy. Out on bail? Oh, here's our favorite mayor.
Against Javed.
I'm sorry, Gwen, we're just doing a party later today. I'm just wondering if you knew, if you talked to the Queen District Attorney about that, if you talked to the family. I'm curious what you would say about it.
So I think I caught the bulk of your question. I have not directly spoken with the district attorney. I will say, however, that no family should have to endure this kind of pain.
Keep in mind, he's talking about a guy that not only charged at a police officer with a knife, but when that officer retreated, he broke down the door to get to the officer and charged him again. No family should have to deal with that. He's right. No family should have to deal with that. Poor decisions. Even more poor outcome, I guess.
What they need right now is care, dignity, and support.
They needed the support before the mental health breakdown. The problem is that a lot of these people that get support and they go to these programs, the programs fail them. The state doesn't bat an eye, and then something like this happens, and then the state says, "Oh, the handcuffs need to be removed." No. We need another pair of handcuffs. We need leg irons. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Javed should not be prosecuted by the Queen's District Attorney. His handcuffs should be removed.
The Queen's District Attorney.
What about the cop that almost got stabbed? I'm sorry. At this point, the handcuffs maybe they should be removed, but you need something that's going to keep him in place until he can get treatment and the support that he needs. But he does not belong back out on the streets. Because what happens if it happens again? And then again. I did a whole deep dive on this. Oh, well. I guess we shall see. Let's see. Dude tried to stab me once. Most scared moment of my life. Yes, dude. Getting stabbed is not ideal. All right, let's see. Oh, so speaking of Jasmine Crockett and Pam Bondi. So here's what Pam Bondi... I saw this today. I don't know if there's any truth to it. But apparently when they gave Congress unfettered access to the Epstein files, they gave it to them on a monitored system. So that way, whoever they were searching for in the files was documented by the DOJ. Which means if you give this monitored system access to this congressperson and they're not searching up, anything related to a crime, they're searching specific persons, be it persons on their side or persons against them, they're looking for who to protect and who to go against. I don't know if there's any truth to this or not, but I did see it today. They said she's playing chestnut checkers. I don't know if that's the case or not. Pam Bondi's been dropping the ball quite a bit lately. All right, let's see what she's got to say.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you, my friend, for many years. I find it interesting that she didn't even want to try, Congresswoman Crockett, to ask any questions because she certainly did not condemn her leader, Hakeem Jeffries, for taking money from Jeffrey Epstein after Epstein was convicted. Ooh. And I will be brief to give you your time, Congressman. This is what she didn't want to talk about. Texas, from Cuba, convicted, homicide, arson, weapon offense.
Convicted. So what we talking about? Convict some of these perpetrators that rape these women that are sitting behind you.
What? It got like this? I didn't know this happened.
You refuse to even acknowledge they are here.
Time belongs to the gentleman from Kansas.
Rage
Mr.
quit.
Chairman,
Can I have a few seconds
You
back
bet,
to make
you
up
bet.
for the yelling? Thank you, General.
Rage
you,
quit.
Congressman.
Oh my! I didn't know Jasmine Crockett rage quit. I didn't know that happened. I got a little snack here. Don't mind me. Got a little snack going on tonight. Don't mind me. Wow, that made me need a snack. Let's see. Not trying to be mean, but she's acting hood. All right, what else we got going on?
That's fine. This isn't where I live. No.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
If my parents paid all my bills,
We just want to make sure you got home.
this isn't where I live.
It's okay, Olivia. We appreciate it.
You can go talk to them.
Well,
This isn't where I live.
So if this is not where your vehicle's registered, you might want to look that up with their state.
It is, buddy. My address is correct on my ID and where my car is registered.
Okay.
Good try, though.
All right.
Good for you.
Thanks, Olivia.
Do you feel strong or what?
We're good. Have a great day, okay?
I'll keep following you, okay?
Oh, no, she doesn't care. It's all right. No, come on. She doesn't care? She doesn't care. They never do.
How does it feel to be a race traitor?
You know, we were trying to get a child molester, right?
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
How would you know?
Because it was a woman you talked to.
His wife.
And then his plate came back as murder.
Also, I just want to say, calling someone a race traitor.
But you guys don't care.
I hope you realize that is the most racist thing you can say as
Mhm.
a
It's
white
incredible.
woman.
Of course,
And
it
just
is.
so you know, this isn't a good look for you.
You think I care about my look?
No, oh no, trust me.
When you guys
it
are-
is evident by how you look, you don't care. We get it. Trust me. No, that's not
Oh my gosh. Kudos to this guy.
I'm just saying this, trying to be a social warrior. If you actually cared, you probably would care about the child who got raped and also the person who got murdered by the person that we were looking for.
Wow.
And so you don't care.
No, I don't care because you guys
Thank
try.
you. Thank you.
just try to detain legal immigrants. None of you actually give a shit. If you were here to get illegal, violent immigrants off the street, that would be fine. That's not what you're doing.
It's not. No, hold on. It's okay. She
You
said
need to
it's
back
not.
up.
It's not.
It's not what you're.
These people are ridiculous. It's so crazy. A sassy. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that comment. You know I'm streaming on YouTube right now. I can't read that comment. Also, let's see. Is that a crunch wrap? No, it's a honey bun. A crunch wrap? Crunch wrap doesn't come in a plastic wrapper. All right. Oh, here's more AOC.
Impose a wealth. So when you run for president,
Oh, no. No, no, no.
to impose a wealth tax or a billionaire's tax.
I don't think that I don't think that anyone, and that we don't have to wait for any one president to impose a wealth tax. I think that it needs to be done expeditiously.
And interestingly, when I wrote about wealth tax recently, and of course,
They always want to do this. Let's see. Said honey bun on her was rich. Say fat. Well, I'm not fat, okay? Not really.
the big argument
Maybe a
against
little
this is
bit.
always capital flight. The U.S. is actually uniquely placed to do it because you guys tax on the basis of citizenship, so people can't flee, you know? And even if you change your citizenship, there's basically an exit tax because you have to pay a tax on unrealized capital.
It's insane what they're doing with taxes. Look at this guy. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Congressman Randy Fine appears to be voting on behalf of other congressmen who are away from their seats. This looks like a guy who's reaching into the candy jar when the teacher's not looking. Boom, cast a vote. And he's in front, like he's got to know there's cameras here. He's got to know there's cameras there. Wow. All right, let me see. Okay. Don't know if I can show this. Taxation is theft, period. Agreed. Preach, Rusty. This woman is just out in just. Let's see. Watching Caleb Hammer, a band kid turned finance nerd, get death threats on a weekly basis for telling people people deeply in debt they can't afford DoorDash has been one of the most radicalizing things I've experienced. I mean, it's true. I see Caleb Hammer on TikTok. When I'm scrolling, excuse me, his videos will pop up, and I'm like, okay, cool. This guy's actually very entertaining, very funny. I don't like what he inferred about the VA, but you know, it is what it is. He's on the outside looking in, so no big deal. But the fact that he's getting death threats, you don't want me preaching, you'll get botted. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. There's no fixing that. Yeah, that's either way. Oh, here we go. I don't know what I was saying, but why do people let things like this define them? Imagine, if you will, if everywhere I went and everything I did, I let everyone know, hey, I like women. Or a woman. My wife is a woman. Totally hetero. See that? I got a super straight hetero flag on my shirt because I'm hetero. Imagine, like, is that King Trout? Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to clip that. No, it is not King Trout. Sexy. Let's keep scrolling. Liberal chugged seed oil to protest RFK Jr. It says RFJ Jr., but I'm thinking he meant RFK. Let's see what's 200. Somebody should check in with that guy. Somebody should check in with that guy and see if he's doing all right. Now, let's see.
Affordability and energy. And this bill boils it.
Oh, this is Senator McDougal. I want you guys to know. I think this is Senator McDougal. Yeah, it's Ryan McDougal. I want you guys to know that I met him probably almost 20 years ago now. Known him kind of coming and going in passing, and solid dude. Super nice. Solid dude. All right.
Down to one simple concept. Instead of picking winners and losers between different types of energy creation, how the costs get allocated, the commission will look at just the simple things of, is the cost affordable, is it just, and is it reliable?
Well, I'll tell you now, based on how things have been lately, it is not affordable. It's not affordable at all. And I've seen some insanely high energy bills, and I might have had some insanely high energy bills. We're not going to talk about it because we got a lot going on over here. Let's head on down to old PD.
You don't, because if it were.
It's always people that look like this that want to comment on the state of the military. It's always people who look like this. I'm not saying anything. I'm not body shaming. I'm just saying there's a certain look that goes along with it. Let's see, not affordable here. Dominion hates its customers. There's always people outside of the military that want to comment on the military. And I can tell you some of the worst things about the military. Well, never mind, because I'm still in. And I'd rather not say anything bad about my current employer. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm going to stay in until the end of my contract.
Because if it were, you would be keeping these women in. Instead, you are the one injecting culture wars into the military, and it's at the detriment of our military readiness and national security. Now, General Kane, I'd like to turn to you.
So to be clear, these are men who think they're women.
These are women. I'm happy to educate you on
but these are men,
on trans
and so
issues at another
what we've
time.
identified is that there's mental health issues with that belief system.
I'd like to turn
that
to General
are
Kane
detrimental
now.
to readiness, and that's the determination that we've made and that we stand behind. Gender dysphoria.
And so you don't.
I'm going to say this. Please continue. Anything that deters mental health definitively deters military readiness. Anything that impacts or affects mental health impacts and affects military readiness. That is all I will say. Oh, and then we got, Abigail Spanberger. What is she cooking? She found this in Speranza. This is something from Fallout. This is rad roach meat. I can't believe I couldn't be let in for that. But listen, you have, bro. We're not gonna. Did we already look at this? I think we already saw this. Wait a second. Hold on. I don't think we watched this one.
My Ojibwe name is Giji Weweda Mokwe, which means speaks in a loud and clear voice women. And
they need to raise the price on podcast equipment immediately. They need to raise the price on it. It needs to cost more. They need to make it something to where not just everybody can get it, because honestly, there's too many people doing it. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to end the YouTube stream. So if you're watching this on YouTube, head on over to King Picks Media on Twitch. We're going to get into some gaming. I think I'm going to do some Ark Raiders, maybe some Fallout. We're going to keep the stream going on Twitch. I'm going to end it on YouTube though. If I can find it. I don't know if it's here or not. I should have practiced this, but I didn't. I did not practice this. Nope. It's got stream information. Here it is. All right, for everyone watching on YouTube, the best way to support the channel, head over to kingpicksmedia.com, click the merch drop down. I got everything from CSGI merch to ammo discount. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You know what? Just head over to kingpicksmedia.com, follow on Twitch, follow on Kick, and I'll see you guys over there. That was